today I'm going to be teaching you how to pivot. Two types of pivots we're going to be focused on today is your lead foot pivot and your back foot pivot as well. If you're a southpaw, just mirror the same instructions and principles I'm giving you now and apply them to your stance. So we're going to start off with our lead side pivot. Now, of course, the first thing we want to do is make sure we're in our boxing stance. Now, to really help assist the movement, what I always advise is turning on that lead foot to make sure it doesn't lag behind our back foot as we're creating that pivot. So what we're going to do is push the weight off our back foot around clockwise to a 90-degree angle and turn the lead foot at the same time, making sure we're landing back in a structured stance position, just like this. Now, moving on to the opposite side, we can pivot both ways, guys. So this time we're going to be turning anti-clockwise. Similar principles, turn on that lead foot to make sure it doesn't lag behind the back foot. And all we're going to do is get back to our boxing stance and push the weight from the rear leg anti-clockwise to achieve that 90-degree angle, making sure that, again, when we land, we're in a structured position to be able to either attack or exit safely from that position. So moving on to your rear side pivots. This time you want to be applying similar principles as the lead side pivots, but this time we're going to be turning the rear foot as we're maneuvering our lead side. So we're going to start off going anti-clockwise to our lead side. And again, all we want to do is start off in our stance position. This time we're going to push the weight from our lead leg anti-clockwise to create that 90-degree angle and making sure we're turning that rear foot at the same time to create that position. Now, moving off to the opposite side, we're going to be going clockwise this time, guys. Again, turning on that back foot, making sure we're pushing the weight off our lead foot round to that 90-degree angle and landing back in a structured stance position so that we're always ready to attack or exit if we need to. So lead side pivots are used to gain access to a new position inside of the ring, perhaps to set up an attack after your first attack, or even just using them as a defensive movement to evade your opponent's punches. Back foot pivoting, however, is more about holding positions and making sure you're tracking your opponent down as they're moving around the outside of the ring. Both very effective skills to produce inside of a boxing ring, so it's definitely something I would advise practicing.